Oh no, 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 no. Yeah, yeah, yeah. When you tell me that you love me, are you sure? Are you sure? Cause I'm so insecure. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Nerds Order Music interview. Today, we're with a returning guest. How you doing, Nick?
I'm good, man. How you doing, Zach?
Doing great, doing great. So let's talk about this new album. I'm excited to find out more about this, honestly.
Yeah, man. I was actually just mixing one of the tracks on it today, and I'm super excited for this album. Like I said before, this album has a lot of songs that I wrote like almost like 10 years ago that I'm just now producing and putting together. But there's a special track on this album called Blink 182. So, and it's just like a full-on dedication to Blink and everything that they kind of did for me and how they inspired me. I talk about how they like broke up and got new members. I talk about Travis's plane crash and shit in it. A lot of the lyrics are like song references, like Man Overboard and Adam's song and all this stuff. You know what I mean? Like they're a huge like Warped Tour band that I went and saw every year. They super inspired me, and I probably wouldn't be making music if I didn't find them when I was like a real man. So I'm pumped about this album. I'm excited to release it, and it's got a lot of cool songs on it.
I'm really looking forward to it. As listeners, what should we keep an ear out for?
I mean, some of these records I've already dropped as singles, so some of the stuff that people have heard before, but a lot of this stuff has not been released. So there's going to be some rock tracks on there, some pop tracks, some hip hop tracks. It's a good mix, and it's like an amalgamation of music, man. Just like a ton of new sounds, a lot of really, really good mixes, because I really spent time mixing and mastering this record and trying to perfect it. So sonically, this is probably my best album yet.
I'm really excited about that. Like, when you mentioned rock, is it like anything like Jealousy? When I first heard that, I fell in love with that track.
Yeah, a little bit. Not as hard. That one's a little more like metal/rock, but
Yeah.
there's like more like rock pop songs on this one. But look out, man, because I mean I've got a lot more songs and the writing capability to keep putting out songs like Jealousy and hard rock stuff, metal stuff. Like I'm gonna delve into as many different genres as I can, before I'm dead and gone. So like I'm just gonna be experimenting as much as I can musically. So definitely look out for that.
That's what I really love about you, man. You go into like all the genres. I love that. It's not just like one specific genre you stick with. You go all over the place, and that is amazing.
Yeah, man, I think we talked about this last time, but like there's never been an artist, in my opinion, that's really done that. So like I'm trying to do something that nobody's ever done before. And I'm sure I get a lot of haters and a lot of laughter about the fact that, I sound hip hop or I sound trap and then I sound country. But for me, man, like I love all those genres. So for me, I'm really just being as genuine to myself as I possibly could be by just switching it up and doing what I feel.
Honestly,
So
I think it's cool. I love it. It
right on.
shows how creative you are, and I think that is amazing.
Thanks, brother. I
It's
appreciate that,
also
man.
like breaking the barrier between genres. When someone like you is doing all of them, it shows that there can always be a connection between different genres of music.
Totally. And just like you said, breaking barriers, like I'm trying to open up the lanes for people that are like me, maybe 10, 15, 20 years younger, who are scared to try to do a country song if they're a hip hop artist, or they're scared to do a metal song like Jealousy when they're a pop artist. And I'm trying to like get rid of that in our society and just be like, listen, man, do what you feel. And, eventually people will catch on to it. So it's like, just be who you are. If you're a little pop and you're a little rock and roll, then that's cool, man.
Be original, as you put it.
That's right.
It's still one of my favorite songs of all time to this day.
Right on, man.
Actually, it helped my friend out recently too, because she was going through some shit. So I sent it over, and it really helped calm her nerves. So
Dude,
thank you for that.
Amazing.
Thank you very much for that.
That's why I'm in this business, dude. That's awesome. I appreciate that.
Honestly, she loves it. She was like, "Send me more tracks." I'm like, "I will."
That's fucking awesome.
She's obsessed with it. I actually sent her your YouTube, and she's checking it out.
Sweet.
But yeah.
Just dropped a new video yesterday or the day before called Hype. It's kind of like an EDM hip hop track. There's like an EDM drop, but the verses are hip hop. So like a lot of my new music is really merging two genres together. So the song will start off like an EDM track, and then all of a sudden I start bringing real hip hop to it. And that's obviously been done before somewhat, but I mean, the consistency and the level that I'm doing it at is very different than any other artist that I've heard. So I'm really I'm proud of this new record, man.
I'm excited for this new record, dude. Like, if you make CDs, please send me one. I'm just saying it right now.
For sure, yeah. I'm gonna get the physical copies this time, and I'm gonna do like a signing thing where I sign the record and send it out to my fans and people that have supported me. You're definitely on that list, brother. So look out for that. I'll send you one for sure.
Thank you so much, dude.
Yeah, man.
Like ever since you found me, I've just been listening to a lot of your stuff, and I love your project.
Oh man, I appreciate that, brother.
Speaking of the record, man. Thank you, man. Speaking of the project, what's the name of this album?
It's called Self Untitled. And the reason for that is because, like I said, a lot of these songs are old. Like, they've been with me since, like, before I got on Platinum Hit, before I started writing for Snoop and stuff. So, like, these songs have been with me for a while, and it's a part of me. So I wanted Self to be in there. And then the Untitled portion was just kind of like me playing off the words of Self Entitled.
I love that, dude. That is amazing. I cannot wait to listen to that. Like, I'm super pumped.
I'll send it to you the moment it comes out, brother.
Works for me, man. I'm like I said, ever since you found me, I've been loving your music. Like when
I love the podcast, man. I see you posting all the time, consistent as shit. I love it.
Speaking of podcasts, I have to start uploading those to Anchor because we just got approved on Apple, so I gotta work.
Oh, sweet! Dude,
I gotta work on that.
Congrats, man.
I posted episode 23. I've been slacking a little bit because I've been so busy. But yeah, I mean, hey, it's another milestone. Like I said, my most recent post was a big thank you post to everyone, including you and all the other artists I've worked with so far. I couldn't tag everyone on the post itself. I tagged them all in the description of it.
All good. I actually got hacked on Instagram, so my page was down for like a full week. And everybody that I know and follow was like, "Did you block me, bro? Are we still cool? Like, what's going on?" I was like, "Dude, I would never block you. I didn't block anybody. My shit just got hacked, man."
Shit.
Yeah, it was scary.
That's why I'm buying a hard drive for my PC. So if anyone tries to hack me, I have all my interviews saved on the hard drive.
Smart.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna try to order that soon because I try to back up all my stuff because
right on.
It's no matter how good of a person you are, always someone out there who always hates you.
Yeah, for sure. You never know, man. You never know.
Well, I already know 5 people who hate me for reasons.
Same.
Honestly, but it's behind me. Like, actually, one of those people is why I started this up. Like I said, music saved me from that person, got me out of hell, and I just poof.
Yeah, man, it only fuels me. Like, for me, like, I see people, in my comment section, like, spamming the shit out of me and saying crazy shit. For me, I'm like, you guys are just adding fuel to the fire that's already burning.
Exactly.
Like, if I didn't have a reason enough to come back harder, you just gave me one. So
same with me. They kept shitting on me, trying to make me off myself, etc. And that was just like after I was recovered. They're still trying to do this to this day, but it's just been like giving me fuel to make my stuff better and better.
For sure.
And hell, I just hit a milestone. I'm happy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, anybody who's spending time to hate on you is obviously not doing anything for themselves. And what you're doing is making them feel less about themselves. So it's like, just keep doing what you're doing because it's just going to keep making them feel less. Like,
I just do this to give back to music. That's the only reason I started this up, was to just give back to musicians. And I'm doing that on such a good pace now. It's like, I'm so happy with this.
For sure, man. You're doing it. You're doing it for sure.
And this album, like I said before, I am really fucking pumped for this. Because ever since I saw the sneak about it, ever since you texted me about it, like saying, want to work on it, I'm like, oh, hell yeah. Like, I just jumped off my chair and I'm like, yep, I got to do this. I was so excited when I got that text.
Yeah, man. I'm pumped, man. I like the idea of like summer releases too, because for me, Enema of the State by Blink-182 was one of the albums I picked up in the summer of, I think it was like I was just about to go into freshman year. And it inspired me so much, man. Like, it just or actually, I think I was in 6th grade when it came out. But there was something about their sound and the music that came out during the summertime. When I'm in Southern California, so the sun was out, like the ladies were out. it was just like this whole energy and this whole vibe. So for me, like I always want to release my albums when the weather's good, like when the sun's out.
I think I actually have one of their albums on vinyl. I forgot which one it was. It had like the guy driving and the girl staring at him. I forgot what album that was.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I have that one. I bought that actually last summer myself.
Oh, right on.
Summertime is great for releases because everyone's like getting ready to have fun in the sun, even though we're in a pandemic right now. Things are getting But it's like it's that time of year where everyone's like blasting music, getting ready to go have fun. So it's a good time to release new music, definitely.
Exactly.
Like it's a great time to do it.
Totally.
So yeah, I do look forward to see how that lifts off because like I said, I'm excited for this and everything I've heard so far, I just love seeing more about you.
Yeah, man. I mean, I've got like high expectations. This last album, a couple of the songs hit, Billboard and iTunes charts.
Yeah,
and
I saw that. I'm like, yes.
Yeah. Especially Jealousy. Jealousy was like top 40 on metal charts. So like for me, man, like I kind of have a little bit of pressure to like, make sure that this album is the best that it can possibly be. That's why I've been spending so much time mixing it and mastering it and just making sure it's like, perfect.
Honestly, though, I think you're doing a good job, man. If you made the billboards, you're doing something right.
That's right.
Seriously, if you gotten this far, you're definitely doing something right.
Yeah, man, we're on a roll right now.
For real, and that's only going to keep growing as you go on, man. It's like it's going to keep working and working until you make something huge out of it.
For sure.
So far, you've already hit that point for the most part. It's just going to keep growing from there.
Yeah, man. A lot of people are buying my records like overseas in crazy places like China, Asia, you name it, like Philippines. There's just like all these different places where I've never really promoted myself, but somehow these people have found me. They're buying my records on iTunes. They're downloading the stuff on Spotify. So it's great, man. It's just a blessing. It's kind of like the dream. I've always wanted to just put music out to where people are hearing it and being affected by it. And when you tell me, like you said, like you sent original to your friend and it helped her through a tough time, like that's like mission complete for me. Like I could clock out and just call it a day after that because that's what I got into this for.
Yeah. That song actually helped me a lot too because my insomnia has been coming back, and that is one of the only tracks that actually helped me fall asleep.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, like just have that beat and it just helps.
It's like a little lullaby.
Essentially, yeah, because like my insomnia has come back and it's been a bitch dealing with it. And
I got insomnia too.
I'm trying to go through my phone and see what song will help the most. Like I'm looking for like the most calm track I have, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just use original, see what happens. And I fell asleep instantly. I was like, I found it.
Yeah, that one's like really toned down. I don't have too much stuff that's like that, but that one is like very chill, very toned down, and I love it. It's one of my favorite records.
I'm glad too, because honestly, it's one of my favorite songs from any genre I've listened to. And I'm a big metalhead, you know this.
Right.
The original is like on my top 5 list for like favorite songs.
That's why when I was releasing Jealousy, I'm like, man, I gotta send this shit to Zach, dude. Like,
I loved it too. I'm like, oh, you know me so well.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, I am so looking forward to this, and I cannot wait to see what else comes out in the future too, because I am definitely a big fan of yours now. Like when you reached out to me, I'm like, this seems interesting. I'll do it because I didn't know what to expect because I never had a rapper on here before. But then after talking with you that first time, I was just like, yeah, I think I found a really good artist here. And
likewise, your post, your consistency, it's very inspiring to me as well.
I'm glad, man. And honestly, you're a very down-to-earth dude, which is also why I love working with you. Like you're kind, you're down to earth. Your music you're respectful. Your music is diversified, which I love seeing. And it's like you're just a genuinely good dude. And
you don't get that much in the hip hop. You don't get that much of that in the hip hop game.
Sadly, yeah. That's one thing I've noticed. I'm like, I don't want to say. I didn't want to be the one to say that because I didn't want to sound like an ass. But it's like it's true.
It's so true.
Like good people like that in hip hop and rap. There are some, but they're rare to find.
Yeah, man. I mean, for me, man, like I'm humble. I'm glad to fucking be able to get on a podcast like this and just talk about the stuff that I'm doing. And like, I appreciate everybody who's working hard. And you're somebody who I really respect because I see that you're working hard at it and you're consistent with it. And I respect people who love what they do. So it's like you started this podcast because of the love of music. And a lot of people could just love music and not give back to it. But you're like, nah, fuck that. I'm going to love music and put something back towards it and give back to people. And that shit is like, you know, those people are on the top of my list of people I respect and admire.
Thank you, man. Like without music, I wouldn't be here, and it wouldn't feel right for me not to give back. That's the big reason why I did this. Like music has always been there for me since I was young, and I always wanted to give back. I just didn't know how to. So I started listening. My friend told me about podcasters. I'm like, this seems interesting. I listened to a few of them. I loved it. So I'm like, I want to start this up because this was when I was like fully recovered after the depression hit. So I'm just like, you know, I'm gonna see what happens, and I just started doing it and it lifted off.
Sure, man. And I can relate a lot to you because it's like I'm somebody who has anxiety and I was very depressed and still have days where I'm depressed and I really don't feel myself. So like, you know, I just put out a song about that called Insecure because a lot of people, they'll go on my Instagram or they'll see my YouTube and they'll think this guy's got it all figured out. And I'm like, not really, man. Like I have dark days too. Like there's days that I don't really feel myself and I don't think that I'm the best and this, that, and the third, but I work through that. And one of the things that helps me is my music. And that's kind of why you see me being so consistent because I am depressed and I do have anxiety and I do have all of these issues that most normal people deal with. So like I put this song out called Insecure so that people know, like, you know, I'm not solved. You know, I'm working on myself every day to get better. And my music is something that helps me with that. So like, that's why you see me doing it all the time because I may feel anxious all the time or I may feel depressed all the time. So I could definitely relate to you, man.
That's why I love music. It's like it's the person who makes it knows how the listener feels because it's like similar to them.
100%, dude.
Like whenever I see musicians, I never think, oh, they're okay. Oh, they have a life. I'm like, no, they're probably just like us. Like depressed, anxious, dealing with a lot of shit. Like I see that. You can see that in lyrics, no matter what you listen to.
Oh yeah.
Like
100%.
Even though I'm not interrupt that much, I have heard Juice WRLD. And like you can hear the depression in some of his shit. It's like he wasn't okay. And
agreed.
That can go into any music. Metal, really with metal too, because you can feel a lot of their pain. Hence why I see it as such an outlet for people like me. Same with a lot of your stuff. Like you can hear it, especially with Insecure. I listened to that recently too. I'm like, I can definitely see that.
Oh, so you heard that right on? Yeah, I mean, you can hear the pain.
Quick.
You could really hear the pain in people's records and stuff. And music is like the greatest healer. You know, instead of a prescription bottle for a bunch of meds, man, people should really dive into music or start creating music because music can really heal you.
It can. Music is the best prescription, in my opinion.
Same.
Like, actually, speaking of that, I had a friend who was dealing with some stuff today, and she's trying to make music about it to help get out of her system and help spread awareness, and she doesn't know where to get started. So it's like, I'm just trying to help her out.
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, just like listening to music obviously can heal you, but like anytime you're being creative and you're using the right portion of your brain, that really will change your day. Because it's like at the end of the day, you'll have some sort of self-confidence from the creation that you made. Even if it's not the greatest thing that you created, at least you went out and did something today that you can look back on and go, wow, I created this today. You know what I mean? Like even this podcast today that we're doing, it's like, we'll be able to look back on this a week from now or whenever you post it and go, yeah, we fucking did that. We took 20, 30 minutes out of our day and we did that shit, you know?
Honestly, yeah. And it's been such a big motivator for me too, because like I'm able to finally be happy with myself and do something I really enjoy and make a lot of new friends along the way.
Yeah, man, self-worth is a huge thing that people kind of forget about. You know, they think that they can just go to a day job for fucking 7 days a week and come home and play video games and feel great about themselves. And you're probably not going to feel that great unless you do something that makes you have self-worth. Everybody needs it. Everybody thrives off of feeling like, yeah, I did that. You know what I mean? Maybe it's not like at a million. Yeah, maybe it's not at like 1 billion views or something, but I did that shit. So like for me, like that's why I wrote a song called I Do This For Me. And that was literally the message. Like I really do this music shit for me. Like I'm happy that people like it and they dig it, but like I'm in a therapy room. I'm getting a therapy session and you guys are just watching my therapy session. Yeah, that's really what it's like.
Essentially, yeah, and that can act like therapy for us too. Like I totally get it, man.
Totes.
Yeah, the self-worth, people forget about that so much now. They think, oh, if I get a good job, I'll be successful. Success isn't the money you make, it's the life you live, and it's how good you feel about yourself.
100%.
And that's why I do this. It gives me a lot of self-worth, and I'm able to give back to something I feel passionate about. I'm able to help others discover new music. That's like my big thing here. And
totally.
The fact I'm able to do that is just dream come true alone. I don't think working with you is dream come true alone.
Oh man, vice versa, man. This has been awesome. But it's like a chain of events because like once you do something that makes you feel good, then other people hear it or listen to it or watch it, whatever, and then they feel good, and then they tell you and they hit you in the comments or I write you a message and say, "Thank you so much for your podcast or your song that really made me feel good." And now you're feeling even better because somebody's telling you you're getting more self-worth. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So like
and you can even inspire them to do the same thing.
exactly. It's like this chain of events.
Mm-hmm. And it keeps growing and growing as you go forward with it. That's one of the beautiful things about music. It's such a positive motivator, which is why I have a big love for it.
Totally. And the more that you do it, the better you get at it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure your 50th episode sounds a lot better than your first episode.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
so I was still underskilled at that time.
Well, now you're getting more self-worth from the fact that you put in time and you put in some effort into your craft. And now you're at your 50th episode and you're like, fuck, dude, I'm killing this podcast shit now.
Honestly, yeah. I'm having a blast with it. Definitely. Like I said, everything I've heard by you so far, I've loved. Like I have like nothing negative about it because everything I've heard so far, I'm not a country guy. I don't usually listen to country that much, but I actually enjoyed your album.
Man, I appreciate that.
Like I used to listen to country when I was like 10, and then I got out of it and went into metal and EDM. But I'm just like, I'll give it a listen because I worked with you. I've heard a lot of your stuff before, so I wanted to give it a shot. And I'm like, okay, I love this.
Man, I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't really listen to that much country. I'm not like a huge country music fan, but there are some songs that like really inspired me. You know, I like some Tim McGraw, some old Garth Brooks, Florida Georgia Line. I can't lie, man. I love Florida Georgia Line. So all these bands, they inspired me. And I was like, fuck, man, I like some of their country music. Why don't I take my shot at making country music? And then, you know, an album later of songs, and here we are, you know?
Yeah, for real, man. And with this new album you're releasing, I cannot wait to see how diverse it is. Like you said, you threw some hip hop, some pop, some rock. Like I am really excited to see how that turns out.
Yeah, man, me too. It's gonna switch up from like track to track. So it'll be, you'll hear a pop song and then you'll hear kind of rock pop song, and then it'll be like a straight hip hop song, kind of like a trap song after that. It'll really like, you know, be a very diverse album. So I'm proud of that.
This is awesome, man. I'm trying to hold in my excitement a little bit because I'm trying to still like keep my composure, but it's really
don't, man. It's only pumping me up more.
Oh, dude, I'm just so pumped, man. This is gonna be awesome. I cannot wait for it to come out. This is gonna be great.
Likewise, brother.
Dude, I seriously, I'm so glad that you reached out to me that one day. I really am.
Likewise, same, dude.
Let's see. I think we basically hit all the main points. I think we would agree on that.
Yeah, for sure. I wish I had an exact release date, but like Warner keeps pushing back the release right now, and I'm releasing a lot of singles and stuff, so there's no exact date. But it should be, I'd say, like 10 to 12 days from now.
All right, I'll make sure to post this maybe on like the 1st or the 2nd then.
Sure,
so I want to get it like a week, maybe a little bit over a week before it comes out, just so I like have it nailed.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I cannot wait now. Because damn, I keep saying that. I hate repeating myself, but I'm just so excited. I'm just so excited for this.
All good, man. I'm pumped too, man. I'm excited too.
I love being able to speak with musicians I worked with in the past. That's such a like a big heartfelt thing to me because it shows I did a good job.
Sure.
And I'm actually working with a few returning artists pretty soon as well. So it's like,
oh, for sure.
The love
just so
keeps
you know,
going.
I don't hop back on the podcast with somebody who I didn't have a good experience with the first time. So
I appreciate that. I really do.
100%, man.
All right, I'm going to wrap things up here then.
Cool.
This has been another Nerds Order Music interview. Today, our guest is our friend Nick Nittoli. Stay aware for his album when it drops. We'll all let you know. Have an awesome day, everyone, and stay safe.
Thanks for having me, brother.
Thanks for being here, brother.
Wanna be something more than a friend of yours, but if not, it's cool, cause I'm so insecure, yeah. And I don't wanna mess around and get hurt. It's not because of you, yeah, it's cause I'm so secure, yeah. Thinking other girls gon' make your head turn. This never could work, yeah. Not because of you, cause I'm so insecure, secure, yeah. I'm so insecure, secure, yeah. I'm so insecure.